Right, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast, and so sorry the first video is dropping a little late, but of course Saturday, you know that. I have a couple of updates, especially when it comes to Thomas Partey, Lucas Torreira, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid in the Hausema Award deal, and so much more. Of course, we have beaten, the deadline. The deadline is off for the Hausema Award deal. Jean Michaelas gave us until this Friday, and we didn't sign the player, but they are still in talks. I don't know what they are talking about now, but of course I'm going to be talking about that in another video. The Hausema Award deal in another video. Today, in this video, let's talk about Thomas Partey, strictly Thomas Partey, and the man himself, Lucas Torreira. Now, there was a deal agreed yesterday that Atletico Madrid will sign Lucas Torreira on a loan deal until June 2021. The deal has an option to buy, but not an obligation to buy. So that means there is, at the end of the contract, there is a possibility that they can fail or they can decide not to sign him. So it's an option to buy, not an obligation to buy. And Fabrizio Romano says Atletico Madrid will have to first let off one player. It's either Thomas Lemar or Hector Herrera, so that they can actually announce Lucas Torreira. So it's a done deal, but announcing him, being eligible to announce him, they need to first sell one player. It's either Hector Herrera or Thomas Lemar. The financial fair play rules Atletico Madrid is really that really constrain Atletico Madrid. So I'm not going to be getting into that. So that is it for Lucas Torreira. I think it's a done deal, totally a done deal. Until next season, we don't expect to hear so much from him. He's now an Atletico Madrid player on loan. And then the biggest party about Partey. This is really frustrating and shocking. Now, Thomas Partey could make a London switch from Atletico Madrid. He could make a London switch, but this time not at the Emirates Stadium. Now, reports are coming in day on that Atletico Madrid and Chelsea are in talks and negotiations for Thomas Partey. When I saw this story, I was like, wait a bit. Are they right in the mistake? Is Chelsea, are they replacing Arsenal with Chelsea? So I tried to look for more sources, and then it's true. Atletico Madrid are in talks with Chelsea to see that Thomas Partey makes a switch to London, but this time at the Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have a couple of midfielders there, but if you look at it in that sense, they don't have a good CDM. Ross Barkley has gone out to Aston Villa on loan. Who else do they have? They have N'Golo Kante, they have Jorginho in that area, they have Kovacic as well. Those are the would-be holding midfielders that they have, and Partey is better than all of them. So if Frank Lampard decides to go for Thomas Partey, in my case, I won't be surprised, but of course it's going to be a very big shock, very big shock for us, very big shock for Arsenal fans. You don't know what it means to have a transfer priority, play for your rivals, your biggest rivals, your immediate rivals next season, because you couldn't meet the price. So that is it. Now, I want to put this in context and explain it in my own way. I don't know whether it makes sense for you, but it makes sense for me. I'll start with Partey to Chelsea. Now, a couple of days ago, we were linked with Jorginho on a loan deal. Jorginho to Arsenal. If you guys still remember, I did that story. It came back a couple of days back because I thought it was the same old story we talked about. But then, if I think about it in this way, if Chelsea are offloading Ross Barkley and they want to offload Jorginho, then they cannot offload two players and then don't replace them. Because like I say, they don't have so many players in that CDM position. Their midfield and attacking options are packed, but not exactly in the CDM position. So if Chelsea went in for Thomas Partey, I think it's a good switch, and they need him as much as we do, although we need him more. But they realize that they need a CDM right now. You can see how they get exposed all the time, how they get exploited, how they are, how opponents reach their back four easily, how balls reach their goalkeeper easily. They need that man. They need a holding midfielder. And if they went for Thomas Partey, trust me, And like I've already said to you guys, Chelsea is more attractive than Arsenal. If they want, if they were going to give Thomas Partey a deal, they are more attractive. They have better terms than we can give to Thomas Partey. They have Champions League, they have the money, and they are going to activate the release clause, just like they activated the release clause of Timo Werner. Because remember, it was Liverpool that was leading the race for almost 8 weeks, leading the race for Timo Werner, and all of us were convinced that Liverpool were going to sign Timo Werner. He wants to go with to go to Liverpool because there is a coach who is Germany, Jurgen Klopp, and so on. Interestingly, he switched to Chelsea because Chelsea woke up one day, they activated the release clause of the player, and he became a Chelsea man. But still, if I can think about it in another way, then I would say Chelsea is a smoke screen. Maybe Atletico Madrid are using Chelsea as a smoke screen. Maybe they are realizing now that they need money. They need to sell, they need to move on a certain player, and that player can easily be Thomas Partey because Arsenal is desperate. They know our situation with Asamoah is very difficult because Lyon is saying they want 50 million, nothing less, and Thomas Partey is 45 million. Probably they would think about that and they would say, maybe let us put some smoke screen for us, try to threaten it, threaten them here and there and see how we react. We are really in a transfer jargon. A lot of transfer jargon is really taking place at Arsenal right now, especially when it comes to Thomas Partey and Asamoah. Because just imagine Partey in a blue shirt. I don't know how many Arsenal fans will be, will be sad. I don't know how many Arsenal fans will be frustrated. I don't know how you guys would feel. But for me, it would be the worst experience I would ever see. Thomas Partey in a Chelsea shirt. They have the money. You guys know that. They have the money. But still, I think, I'm going to try to reason this in the same way I look at PSG and Real Madrid around the house of one deal. I think these are deals that are smoke screens. They just want to create attention. They want to put Arsenal on panic. They want to put Arsenal in pressure because they know Arsenal needs these players. I think that's what Lyon is doing, because today Fabrice Roman has made it very clear that Arsenal is the only team in the race to sign Asamoah. Juventus has gone for Federico Chiesa. Real Madrid are not interested, especially this summer, and PSG already declared that they are not in the right position to sign the player this summer. They say it's a good project. They would want him. They wanted him on a loan deal first, so that they could actually pay him next summer. Lyon are saying no, we would rather keep him for another year. That means it's only Arsenal that has the biggest chances of taking the player, right? But now this Thomas Partey deal to Chelsea, if I'm gonna be honest, it gets me frightened. It gets me frightened because Chelsea has everything. Literally, they have everything. They have everything. They need to take Thomas Partey. Seriously. Just think about the way they activated the Timo Werner clause. When Liverpool was still wishing and thinking and whatever they were doing, thinking that RB Leipzig is going to reduce the price for them a little bit because maybe the player wants to come to the Premier League, the player wants to join the champions of Europe and the EPL. And Chelsea said no, we got a solution. And then Leipzig is like, what is it? We have some money. How much is it? 50 million. It's like, but that's the release clause. And they're like, yeah, we are activating it. And Timo Werner is like, guys, I'm a blue. Within a couple of hours. Remember, they have signed Hakim Ziyech in the same way, without wasting a lot of time. They have signed Edouard Mendy in the same way, without wasting a lot of time. So, I'm if this is not a smoke screen, if this is not something to attract the attention of Arsenal from Atletico Madrid, because clubs do that in transfers, they do that almost on a daily basis. Real Madrid wants Hausemowa so that Arsenal gets on pressure, we get on tenterhooks, we increase our bid. I know that that's the kind of game they are trying to play. But think about it in this way, that Atletico Madrid are in talks with Chelsea. It isn't going to take 24 hours before another story comes out that Chelsea has signed Thomas Partey and they have activated his release clause. Now they'll have N'Golo Kante, they'll have Jorginho, they'll have Partey, they'll have Kovacic, they have Mason Mount, they have Ziyech, they have Havertz, and you tell me we can compare to that midfield. Arsenal fans always say that we can compare ourselves to this and this. Compare for me. Always tell me, things that make me really happy. Compare for me Thiago Alcantara and Xhaka. Then I'm like, what? compare for me Matteo Guendouzi and Thomas Partey. I think those are the comparisons we shall start doing. Because literally, if we think about it, Arsenal is not going to activate the release clause of Thomas Partey. If we don't get any pressure, we can't. We still think the transfer summer is going to end next year. Maybe we still think we are going to sign him in the January transfer window. And Atletico Madrid do not entertain that, I just asked myself, how the hell did we fail to negotiate a deal between us and Atletico Madrid for Thomas Partey with Lucas Torreira? How the hell did we? This is interesting. Atletico Madrid cannot sign another player minus letting out one player, right? Yeah. Arsenal is not interested, but has prioritized the signature of Thomas Partey from Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid have prioritized Lucas Torreira from Arsenal. Okay? How the hell did we fail to negotiate that deal? I mean, they have what we have, what we want, we have what they want, they take what they want, and we don't get what we want. Isn't that some kind of, should we call it laziness of some kind, like Arsenal is lazy? What do you think? Tell me in your comments below. Tell me in the comments below. So basically what is happening is Chelsea is reportedly in talks with Partey. If they get him in, they want to give Jorginho to Arsenal on a loan deal. This is quite interesting, man. This is interesting. Jorginho on loan, Arsenal fans in meltdown amid transfer talk of Thomas Partey to Chelsea transfer. Wow. Football.London, what a nice piece. And they're saying Arsenal supporters have taken to social media to have their say on Chelsea's potential move for Atletico Madrid midfielder Thomas Partey. The Ghanaian international has been heavily linked with the move to the Emirates Stadium this summer, but there are talks that they could be pipped to a deal by London rivals. The report states that the West London outfit could look at alternatives to West Ham United's Declan Rice as they try to land a defensive midfielder before the transfer window closes. So, Chelsea's pursuit for a CDM has stretched as far as Declan Rice and as far as Thomas Partey. And like Alvarez said, they are serious. They are the most successful transfer summer this season. The most successful. You guys know that, right? They have signed Ben Chilwell, they have signed Havertz, they have signed Ziyech, they have signed Werner, they have signed Mendy. 5 players, quality players. So it's not going to be the easiest of windows, especially when it's closing. This weekend is not going to be much of transfers. I'll concentrate on the Sheffield game. I'll be doing a lot of videos on that Sheffield game, because I think transfers are becoming more and more boring and confusing and so much. But I'm going to be dropping an Hussein Mawab video. I think I should just get myself ready to drop that video. Hussein Mawab, so much is being taking place. So much is taking place. Romano saying that